Now, what happened here is incredibly concerning for New Yorkers who have been demanding the city do something about the homeless crisis for years. TV 1055's Reena Roy has that part of the story. She is live tonight in Chinatown. Reena.
Well, Jessica, as you can imagine, for many people in the neighborhood, this incident was the last straw. They say that they never want to see this happen again, and they want change to come from the top to help people get off the streets.
Walking through our city, New Yorkers say it's hard to ignore. The homeless camped out seemingly everywhere, on sidewalks, stoops, and below ground on the subways.
You see them around. They take shelter in the subways. I think these people aren't getting the help they need.
I think it's horrible. I mean, homelessness it's an issue. I walk past it, we see it.
Now some say things have gotten out of hand, with 4 men killed while sleeping on the streets.
I always go home early, especially in the wintertime after the sunset.
Friday, the MTA announced a plan to tackle the problem in the transit system with outreach from social workers, plus more cops and more city shelter beds. But what are officials doing to bring down homelessness overall? Earlier this year, in its State of the Homeless report, the Coalition for the Homeless said under the de Blasio administration, the number of people living in city shelters has reached record highs, with 64,000 people in January. We tried to speak with the mayor after this violent killing spree.
Mr. Mayor, can you say anything? Mr. Mayor?
He didn't answer our questions. Instead, a spokesperson later telling us, quote, "We will do all we can to ensure another tragedy like this never happens again," including a higher police presence and more homeless outreach in the area. The Department of Social Services also tells us the agency has launched the most comprehensive street outreach program nationwide, taking more than 2,200 people off the streets. But CBS 2 urban affairs expert Mark Peters says the city needs to be doing even more.
Given the significant rise in the number of homeless, the city clearly is not doing enough to tackle this problem. It needs to do a much more efficient, better job of outreach than it's done in the last several years.
And as for the suspect in this case, we are told he is still at the hospital being evaluated and has not yet been charged. We are live in Chinatown tonight. Reena Roy, TV 1055.